Welcome to the forest. Today, we're going to be talking about some future plans on what's going on around here. Come on, let's go. Today, we're going to be talking about the future plans here in the Bad Panda Forest, namely the beginning of the construction of the new Panda Palace. That's right, the new Panda Palace. I'm going to tell you all about it. It's going to be a pretty big project, very expensive. But first, I'm going to walk down here and we're going to check the mailbox to see what we've got. You don't mind coming along with me, do you? Come on. Let's see what we've got. Oh. Seed catalog. Nice. I love getting seed catalogs. I love growing things. One of the reasons why I live out here in the forest. But look at that. Look at all those yummy tomatoes. Oh my goodness. But before we get too carried away with discussions about the new Panda Palace, we're going to install a couple of new trail cameras. Now that those are installed, it'll give me a few more camera angles for the next and upcoming trail cam compilations. Stay tuned. Now that I have those trail cameras installed, I thought I would take just a couple of moments to practice for the possibility of me having my very first live stream. You can't have a live stream without bubbles, right? Yeah. Look at me, we're live. Oh, yeah, I got it on the lens. Oh, but who cares? We're live. Live from the Bad Panda Forest. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. When I picked the location for the placement of the new home, I picked this location right here. It is almost perfectly flat. It's right on the top of a hilltop in the ridge. It has a slight south-facing slope, which is good for solar exposure. Being in the northern climates like this, it's important to have that solar exposure, especially in the wintertime if you want to continue to try to grow things like I do. And you can see this little stake in the ground right there. That's actually going to be the corner, the marked corner of the new Panda Palace. I specifically picked that location because I can lay it out in a perfect solar north-south orientation. Not compass north-south, but actually solar north-south, just to increase the solar exposure on the structure. It gets very cold here in the wintertime. I mean, it is so cold today, I can't even tell you. It is, we're sub-zero in the Celsius. And another reason that I picked this area is because most of the trees were taken out by the emerald ash borer. I really don't have to remove very many living trees. There's only a couple of trees that are alive in this area that's going to have to be removed for the construction of the Panda Palace, which is important to me because I absolutely love trees. I want to live in harmony with the environment and do as little damage as possible to live here. But even with the removing of those trees, I will be planting so many other species and really invigorating this forest as I live here, and you're going to come along with me on that journey. The area that you see behind me right here is going to be where the living space is. Where I'm standing right now is actually going to be inside the garage. Having garage space in any type of home, especially when you're living out here, is massively important because of the weather conditions out here. When it gets snow on the ground, you just simply don't have any place to work. And you have to make repairs on your vehicles. You have to have room to be able to do the things that you need to do. And when you're handy like me, I can weld, I can do just about anything. Given the tools, the time, and the materials, I can build just about anything. Now, that's not being braggadocious, okay? I think that everybody should go out and learn as many skills as they possibly can. It's just better for life. If you can be more independent by learning more skills, it's going to save you money, it's going to save you time, and when you complete a project on your own, you're going to feel better about yourself. The spot that I'm standing in right now is going to be my kitchen. That's right. This is where I'm going to be doing some pretty good cooking. And if any of you are familiar with, and you definitely should be, get on over there if you haven't subscribed and check out my forest cooking channel. I love to cook. I love to eat, but healthy. Directly behind me is due south, so that means I'm standing right now in what is going to be the Bad Panda greenhouse. That's right, I love to grow things, as I told you at the beginning of this video, so there is definitely going to be a really nice greenhouse constructed. It may not be installed right during the time of the actual frame construction, because as I have said before, I am doing things in steps and phases. I don't want to go into huge debt. I just can't stand paying interest to one of those big banks. I get told time and time again, why do you work so much? Why do you work so much? Why do you work so much? Well, it's not necessarily because I'm money hungry or anything like that. I don't like to finance things. I can't stand financing things. It just makes more sense for me to keep my money in my pocket working for me than to hand it off to anybody else. Having a basement in a home is really important. Believe it or not, it has multiple functions. Storm shelter. It has a major moderating factor on the temperature of your home. It keeps your home warmer in the winter and cooler in the summer, just simply because the Earth's temperature doesn't vary that much when you get below the frost line. This project has been 5 years in the coming. Not just necessarily because of finances, because of the amount of study as well that I have put into this. The design of the house, the design of the greenhouse, the design of how the construction was going to be built. And not only that, picking this property, I spent probably 3 of the 5 years in the process of this looking just for this property. And the reason why is because I needed the topography to be right for the construction of what I needed to put in. And just in case you don't know what topography means how the land is shaped, where the hills are, where the valleys are. Here in beautiful southern Indiana, Brown County is full of just rolling hills. And if you don't pick a spot that's right, you're building your house on the side of a mountain, and that's not really what I want. It's not advantageous for running gardens and doing some livestock. Not to say that you can't garden on the side of a mountain. I mean, all you have to do is look at that Inca construction with those terraces up inside on the mountains. Man, whew. That was labor intensive for those folks back then, but they did what they had to do to survive, so you gotta give them a thumbs up on that. Well, I hope you enjoyed this look at what's to come in the next months. It's going to be super busy. Like I said in the previous video, if you have a video idea, if you have something that you want to learn about, something specific, my email is in the description below. Feel free to email me and give me your suggestions. I'm willing to hear it. Once again, thanks for joining me, and I will see you on the next Bad Panda videos. You're coming back. Oh, you know you are. Come on. You're going to see me doing quite a few. Gimbal, why can't you just stay on me, Gimbal?
Bad Panda, Bad Panda.